News Live at 6.
Abortion remains one of the most divisive topics in America today. Tonight, those on both sides of the issue will be face-to-face in downtown Fargo.
Separate rallies will cross paths at the Fargo Women's Clinic, which is the only place in North Dakota where abortions are performed. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard joins us live with the very latest. Callie?
Good evening, Mike and Andrew. I'm here at the Red River Women's Clinic here in downtown Fargo on First Avenue North. And as you can see behind me, there are protesters gathering and starting to pray. Now, these are protesters in favor of the counter rally. They arrived around here at 5 p.m. They're gathering in response to the pro-choice advocates organizing the Stop the Bans rallies, which are happening around the country today. And this is in response to the abortion bans passed in Alabama and Georgia and Ohio. The organizers of this event say they are trying to gather as many people as they can. The event is happening until 7 p.m. tonight. Now, just a little bit ago, we were with the Stop the Ban rally advocates, and they just marched here just a little bit ago. We're not taking either sides. We were just tagging along to get video, but we are speaking with protesters on both sides of this issue. Stick with Valley News Live. There's also security in the area. Fargo Police is circling around the buildings here. I'm going to send it back over to you in the studio. Reporting live in downtown Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
All right, Callie. And while these rallies are being held, abortion rights supporters are considering legal action over a North Dakota law that would require the clinic in Fargo to read women a scripted notice that she calls the head of the clinic calls not medically accepted. The law is slated to go into effect August 1st. State Attorney General Wayne Stenjum says that he will be required to defend the bill if the lawsuit is filed. We'll have more on Valley News Live 10 at 10.
No rain out there yet, but there's been a noticeable wind throughout the valley. Hutch is here with your no-wait weather for tonight. Hutch?
That's right. Wind will be the main concern this evening. And for some of us in the far south where the rain is swirling through the Central Plains, you'll actually start to see showers before we get to the late night hours. Once again, severe weather taking place in the nation's midsection. Active tornado warnings and tornadic thunderstorms approaching the St. Louis area. A few also in central Kansas. Much of South Dakota and Nebraska seeing heavy rain. And that, folks, is moving our way. But not this evening. It will be gusty. The chance of rain increases here in the FM area as we get closer to midnight. And overnight and all day tomorrow, many of us will see periods of rain showers. It stays dry this evening throughout in Grand Forks with temperatures slipping back into the 50s. It will be breezy, just not as gusty as to the south. Coming up here in just a moment, I'll have hour-by-hour details on when the rain starts in your neighborhood, how much you can expect, and we'll talk about a little sunshine in the forecast as well.
That'll be nice. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
The search for a missing 16-year-old boy in Grand Forks continues tonight. Police say that Taj Hampton left the custody of his guardian on April 26th. Taj is 16. He has blonde hair with hazel eyes. He is 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs 145 pounds. He is believed to be in the Grand Forks area. Now, if you've seen Taj or know where he might be, contact Grand Forks Police at 701-787-8000.
One man is facing charges after farm equipment struck a bridge overpass. It happened this morning on U.S. Highway 2 in Emerado, which is near the Grand Forks Air Force Base. A vehicle pulling a grain cart and air seeder went under and struck the overpass. Falling debris damaged the road and a passing vehicle, but no one was injured. 54-year-old Virgil Dunkley of Emerado was charged with operating without an oversized permit and violating height restrictions.
A rural Staples, Minnesota man was taken to a hospital after his vehicle rolled last night. It happened on 251st Avenue in Thomastown Township. Wadena County investigators say 31-year-old North Allen Wiebsick drifted back and forth several times between the east and west shoulders, overcorrected several times, and eventually rolled his Buick Regal. He was wearing a seatbelt. Authorities say his injuries are not life-threatening.
A natural gas leak forces evacuations on UND's campus. No one was hurt when the line was hit, but construction crews working in the area say it was a scary experience. The crew members, along with UND students and staff who were nearby, had to evacuate the area on foot.
The determination was made that as a precaution that we should start evacuating the immediate area. We did have a few employees who had their cars in the immediate area, and we asked them not to move them until we could get to a point where things were a little bit more safe.
Xcel Energy says the leak took longer than usual to contain due to its location, but repairs are underway and the public is now allowed back on campus. Natural gas service is expected to be restored by this evening.
A follow-up to a story from last night regarding pigeons being kept in the basement of the King House Buffet, which is a downtown Fargo restaurant. The owners have since released an apology to its customers on their Facebook page, referencing our story. It said employees left the birds in cages earlier this month. They came from a farmer. The Facebook post also said that King's House does not serve pigeon meat.
One day after a marijuana legalization group submitted a petition to legalize marijuana in North Dakota, the group decided to withdraw it. The chairperson for the committee says it was a group decision to withdraw, but they do have plans to resubmit the petition within 10 days. Officials say they withdrew in order to clean up the language, but didn't say specifically what changes would be made. The initial petition would have called for the full legalization of cannabis in the state.
Here's a heads up for those of you who drive through North Fargo. Crews closed Elm Street North at 1 o'clock this afternoon due to rising water. It's closed between 13th and 15th Avenues North. It's going to remain closed until the water recedes below the roadway. There is a detour in place on 3rd Street North.
North Dakota State Human Services is teaming up with Prairie St. John's in Fargo to offer first episode psychosis treatment to young adults. People suffering from psychosis deal with hallucinations, paranoia, delusions, and more. Hospital leaders say with treatment, patients can function again. For more information on the program, visit our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
We won't forget it. We'll tolerate it, but we'll forget it. We won't forget it.
A Roseau, Minnesota man who's a World War II and Korean War veteran is back home tonight after visiting the nation's capital as part of the latest honor flight. As a young man in World War II, Alexander Gooding was sent to Germany near the end of the Holocaust. When he returned to the States, he helped with construction of an iconic building in New York City. Hear his story and the mark he's left on the world tonight at 9 on the Fargo CW and on Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, time to start looking for alternative daycare. What's behind a facility's announced closure in South Fargo?
And we started the work week off on a cool note, but this site captured by Sam in the Grand Sky area west of Grand Forks. That was a dust devil. Cool air in the Rockies and rainy weather in the Central Plains heading our way. Hour by hour details on when it gets here and how much to expect